Well, that was quick. Hello, my friend. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, 21 years strong, and your number one source for everything. It ends with us. Saga. As I told you all last week, shampoo company owner Blake Lively hired herself a new crisis PR expert, Nick Shapiro, who used to work in the federal government at the CIA, Deputy Chief of Staff for John Brennan. He's been out of public service now for a decade and started his own crisis PR firm. And now, the Los Angeles Times has just come out with a hit piece on Justin Baldoni. The timing of that is remarkable. I'm going to go through with you all of the allegations in the LA Times article, beat by beat, but spoiler alert, he's too much of a nice guy. Toxic positivity. The villainous Virgo needs to try harder. And not only is it a hit piece against Baldoni, it's also a hit piece against his religion, the Baha'i Faith. Some folks who used to work for Baldoni spoke to the LA Times, and one former staffer told them, quote, "It was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity. I'm always a little dubious of people who advertise themselves as disruptors of the status quo or quote unquote good people. It felt phony." You know what? You may not like me, but I'm freaking consistent. If you listen to my podcast, what is one thing that I say repeatedly? I've gone on the record time and time again saying I would rather celebrities do good just to make themselves look good than not do good at all. Think about it. And I'm not saying that's what's going on with Justin Baldoni. In fact, I think he is just a good person. Very extra, okay? Very extra. But a good person. And the Empress of Empty Allegations is doing her darndest to paint him out to be someone he's not. Another former staffer of Baldoni's tells the LA Times how he went to his annual Skid Row Carnival of Love event one year in downtown Los Angeles to help the homeless. However, Baldoni allegedly was just filming himself doing good deeds the entire time. Allegedly. And yet another former staffer tells the newspaper that Justin specifically requested all employees of his production company to sign off their emails with "so much love." What's wrong with love? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. They're trying everything. Two former staffers expressed their unease with the fact that Baldoni's production company consistently chose to take on projects that had a repeated focus on stories of terminal illness. That included the 2015 documentary that his company produced about Sam Simon, one of the creators of The Simpsons, and how he donated his entire $100 million fortune to charity prior to dying of colon cancer. I think that's a powerful story to tell, and an important one. But this one former staffer disagrees. They say the message was always, these people are dying and they still have a positive outlook, so everyone has a reason to be positive. But you know, you're also making money off these people, so it feels at least slightly exploitative. And specifically, with regards to the Baha'i Faith, a former staffer says that Baldoni would talk about his religion a lot, revealing, quote, "There was an evangelizing aspect to the way Justin spoke about the faith that, in my opinion, felt professionally inappropriate." It should be noted that all of these staffers spoke anonymously and how these articles work? They're asked very leading questions. Did you think this was inappropriate? Well, if you put it that way, it was slightly, hit piece. Then, after billionaire Steve Sarowitz invested in his production company, he is also a Baha'i member, and the Baha'i of it all got even more so. One former staffer says, Baha'i values were a driving force behind everything they did. It came up routinely. As a newer Baha'i member, Steve wanted to talk about it all the time. If you're not familiar with the Baha'i Faith, it was founded in the 19th century, and it's focused on eliminating prejudice and uniting humanity. Baha'is believe in one God who created the universe. They believe that all religions have a common foundation and that the founders of all religions follow the same God. They believe that each person has a soul that lives on after death. They believe that men and women should have equal opportunities. They believe that prejudice should be challenged and that extremes of wealth and poverty should be abolished. That all sounds really nice to me. But it wasn't all negative for the LA Times. A former staffer of Baldoni's went on the record, his ex-personal assistant, Melissa Ames, who says, quote, he is highly creative and in tune with his spiritual side. He has a heart for helping others. Working at Wayfarer was one of the best times of my life. Meanwhile, another anonymous staffer says that Baldoni is, quote, exceedingly honorable and highly ethical. And a third said that the actor's heart is truly in the right place, no matter what may have gone on at Wayfarer or in the It Ends With Us saga. That third staffer said he's a young guy who has gained access to a lot of money and has been figuring out how to run the company as he goes. He did a lot of stuff that was really helpful to a lot of people that no one knows about that far outweighs any mistakes. Well, Baldoni has responded to this LA Times article and has a few things to say. He even addressed the so much love email signature allegation. A rep for Blake No Receipts Lively's former co-star says, quote, there have never been any reported complaints regarding the workplace culture or any communicated issues regarding the platforms of its founders. If any guidance was ever provided to employees of how to conduct their written correspondence, it was to ensure that the activities of its employees remained professional and aligned with the ethos of the company. Wayfarer believes that joy and positivity are the essence of good work, and they stand by this statement. Then they addressed the Baha'i of it all, and they said, as all of Wayfarer's projects are rooted in a belief system that stems from various faiths and backgrounds, speaking from a place of spirituality is commonplace. Employees are encouraged to celebrate and practice their individual beliefs however they see fit, a message which is proudly supported by leadership. I don't know about you, but I'd rather work at a place with toxic positivity than toxic negativity. And also the LA Times, it's a joke. If you know, you know. The owner, you know, I know. Anyways, thoughts on these bombshell allegations? Do you think any differently now of Justin Baldoni? And you know what they say, right? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Amber Lively? All right, let's discuss in the comments section.